Don't get me wrong, I think Biden's going to be replaced, but this prediction is an outline of why Biden should be replaced since he has almost a 0% chance of beating Trump. So first we're going to go to this article. This article says Trump allies intensify Harris attacks as Biden replacement talk builds. And basically, Trump is attacking Harris more because even he believes that Biden will be replaced by Harris. The Republican Party does not want Biden to be replaced. And this is exemplified by polls saying that some Republicans actually support Biden more after the debates than before the debates. And that's because they think that Biden has a lower chance of victory than some other candidates such as Harris, Newsom, etc. So for that reason, they want Biden to stay in the race, and Trump is attacking Harris in the scenario that Harris replaces Biden. Even though Biden had a horrible debate performance, he's still going to win his safe states, so I'm going to mark those down. So now Trump leads 218 to 181 over Joe Biden. What you might notice between this election prediction and previous ones is that Trump is starting off with more safe states than Biden is. And that's because the states of Ohio and Florida can be counted as safe states for Donald Trump. Same with the state of Texas, because essentially those states are not in the play anymore after that debate. I don't see any Floridians, Texans, or Ohioans who voted for Trump by a pretty solid margin in 2020 changing their mind after that debate. Essentially, I don't think the debate is going to dissuade anyone from voting for Trump, but it'll cause many Biden supporters, perhaps progressive supporters, from not wanting to go to the ballot. They're not incentivized by Biden's debate performance. They're not galvanized or inspired by his performance, and for that reason, even though they didn't really like him in the first place, progressives and the far left, now they're not incentivized to vote for him. And moderate voters, maybe the Lincoln Republicans, as they call themselves, who voted for Trump in 2016 maybe, and voted for Biden in 2020, the Republicans who don't like Trump anymore, they might not want to vote for Biden either, because even though they don't like Trump, they don't like Biden's performance either. So for that reason, those voters won't vote for Biden, and therefore Trump will win Texas, Florida, and Ohio as safe states. Moreover, there has been a lot more polling after the debate, and the forecast has flipped to Trump winning more times than Biden. This is probably going to increasingly go to Trump, as before the debate it was like 50-50, and now it's 53-47. They have Trump up by +6, +7, or even +8 after that debate performance. And for that reason, Trump is going to do much better in these swing states than he has in the past. However, the 538 forecast only has Colorado going to Trump with a 13% chance. And I think even though it might be a little low, I think it's about 20%, Colorado is still going to Biden. Biden is still the mainstream candidate, and some people will brush it off and go, he has advisors, he has a cabinet, he has this and that, and therefore his debate performance doesn't matter. Or they'll say, I don't like Trump, therefore Biden's debate performance doesn't matter. Some people view Trump as a wannabe dictator. They're like, I would rather have someone who can't debate at all than a dictator. That's what some people think, and for that reason, Biden even had like 33% of people saying he won the debate, 33% of respondents to the CNN poll, which is a little crazy. But now, anyways, we get to New Mexico, where Trump has a 90% chance of winning. I think New Mexico will probably go to Biden. Its demographics tilt towards Biden, and even though its rural regions will go to Trump, the demographics outweigh the rural regions in New Mexico, and its 5 electoral votes go to Biden. We round out the West Coast with Nevada and Arizona, starting with Nevada, which has a 59% chance of going to Trump. But if you look at the polls, they tell a completely different story. The polls have Trump up by +3. This one's an outlier because it doesn't have Kennedy either. +7, +3, etc. These polls have Trump up by a lot more than what 59% would lead you to. So Nevada does go to Donald Trump with its 6 electoral votes. The state of Arizona, which once favored McCain Republicans, we can see back here, John McCain won it by 8.5, and then now it only went to Trump by 3.5, and then went to Biden. It'll go to Trump. It'll only tilt towards Trump, but it'll go to Trump nonetheless, as Arizona is going to Trump by 60% in the 538 forecast. Now we get to the state of Minnesota, which has a 32% chance of going to Trump according to the 538 forecast. So Minnesota is one of those states that Trump didn't even win against Hillary Clinton, but it was a 1.5% margin. However, after the debate, Trump is winning the state of Minnesota. One thing to note is that many states, Nevada, Pennsylvania, etc., are holding Senate elections this year. So Democrats view that it's important to bring Biden off the ticket because they view that not only will he affect their presidential election, but he'll also affect down-ballot voting. He'll affect the Senate elections. He'll affect House elections, etc. So they want to get rid of Biden because they don't want their party, basically their party bobblehead, being someone who is a bobblehead. So they want to get rid of Biden and replace him with someone like Harris, Newsom, Whitmer, Shapiro, etc. So now we get to the state of Wisconsin. So the state of Wisconsin, 52% chance of going to Biden. I don't think this is right. I don't think Wisconsin is going to Biden after that performance. Polls have flipped. They went from Biden to Trump, back to Biden a little bit, and now to Trump. So Wisconsin will go to Donald Trump, bring him to a total of 255 electoral votes. So now we're going to go to Virginia. We're going to make this interesting. Virginia elected Republican Glenn Youngkin, went to Clinton by 5, then went to Biden by 10. Virginia also has a 25% chance of going to Trump, and I think it'll go to Biden. Judging by the poor House of Delegates performance, Virginia Senate performance back in 2023, it will go to Biden, but it'll only tilt towards Biden. It'll be similar to like maybe 2016 margins, a little more towards Trump than that, but it'll tilt towards Biden, and polling indicates this as well, where Biden leads by +1 or +2, or even it's even sometimes in Virginia. So now we get to the Northeast, starting with the state of New Hampshire. The state of New Hampshire only has a 31% chance of going to Trump, but that's much higher than like the 25% chance we were seeing last week. New Hampshire went to Clinton by less than a percentage point in 2016, and it'll go to Trump in 2024. New Hampshire is one of those states that has been having a little bit of a Republican resurgence. Kelly Ayotte, who's running for governor, is favored to win, and New Hampshire will probably go to Donald Trump in this election. So now we get to Maine at large, which has a 28% chance of going to Trump according to 538, but went to Clinton by only 2.9 in 2016. The state of Maine at large has had some promising polls for Donald Trump, with him even leading in some scenarios, but Biden leads in, this is an April poll, so this isn't really indicative. Biden leads by +2. I bet that there's been a greater than +2 voter shift between April and now, leading to me believing that Trump wins Maine at large, and he also wins Maine second. I think he'll also win Nebraska second, which he won back in 2016, and Nebraska second is currently represented by a Republican, even though Trump and him don't get along well. So now we have the state of Georgia. Georgia's going to Trump, 538 even says it's going to Trump, 64% chance, and the polling agrees with this. The polling says it's going to Trump, 10, 5, 8. That's crazy margins for a swing state. It is going to Donald Trump, bring him to 279 electoral votes. But let's see if he can bring this beyond the margin of error. If he can win beyond any reasonable doubt, and if he can pass those 300 electoral votes. So now we get to the state of Michigan, which is 54-46 according to this 538 forecast. And that kind of makes sense. Many people in Michigan support Palestine, and Trump's remarks upon Palestine in the debate were not very well received. He called Biden a bad Palestinian, and many people who support Palestine are not in support of those comments. However, there are many in Michigan that are not in support of Palestine. It's just a small subset of the population, and Trump is leading in the polls nonetheless. So he leads in the state of Michigan, maybe not by as much as he should be, but he leads nonetheless, 294 to 209. So now we get to our final two states, North Carolina, where Trump leads, and Trump won back in 2016 and 2020. I don't think Trump is going to lose a state that he won in 2020 when he was widely unpopular. The COVID pandemic was bringing people to vote against Trump. People did not like Trump in 2020. And I think that has changed a little bit. People don't like Trump still, but people don't like Biden even more. And for that reason, Trump will win the state of North Carolina, bring him to 310 electoral votes. And now we get to the state of Pennsylvania, which I believe would be what would decide the election before the debate. Now it seems like Pennsylvania might just be a cherry on top for Donald Trump. State of Pennsylvania, with its polling, it says a clear story, to say the least. Donald Trump is leading post-debate +4, and that's enough for him to win the election. Remember, no matter who the Democrats bring forward, Trump will win. They need to go in their pockets, get someone like Bashir or Shapiro. Biden's not cutting it. Biden should be replaced by someone else who could actually destroy Trump in a debate. And overall, thank you for watching this video. It was an interesting one to make. And remember, have a happy 4th of July. Celebrate America today. Thank you.